Okay, so let's check the audio levels as usual. Perfect. So, with that said, hello everyone, Nerveload here, back with another stream. Quickly getting back into the Elden Ring challenge because this is pretty much the final battle. For those of you who don't know or are new here, welcome to the channel. I'm Nerveload, and this is my challenge, which I call the Elden Ring Remembrance Wars Weapons Only Challenge. So, yep, quite a long name, but a very simple challenge. Basically, I defeat a remembrance boss, take their weapon, use that to defeat the next remembrance boss, take their weapon, and sort of repeat the cycle. We are pretty much done with all the remembrance bosses in the game except one, which is the final one in the DLC, Consort Radahn. Yeah, this has been quite a long challenge. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the challenge. Um, to give a quick update on where we were in the last episode, or part 25, we tried to defeat, I mean, there was kind of a filler sort of episode, I would say, where we tried to defeat the all our NPCs in the DLC. So the NPC fight using the Blasphemous Blade, we were able to do so pretty well. There were no particular rules for that fight, so I just went with whatever I could. Blasphemous Blade seemed out to work just fine, and we'll be using the Blasphemous Blade again to defeat Consort Radahn, because the way I had routed this whole the way I had routed this whole challenge around was, I had purposefully left Rykard from the base game as the second last Remembrance boss, and then I got Rykard, and then I defeated Rykard, and then I got the Blasphemous Blade, and now we are going to use it against Radahn. We did a couple of attempts last episode as well, which went okay, not the best, but sure, let's just jump right into it. Somebody followed us. Okay, we have a comment. Apologies, currently in the middle of a fight. Gabby saying hello, hello, how are you? Good. Such a nice game. Yes, indeed it is. I'm not too good at this though. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lost. Yep, thank you very much. I'm also playing nice. Thank you very much for that. Okay. That was way too risky. Going to the right. Forgot. Had to go to the right. Since when have you been streaming? Yeah, I've been streaming on and off. It's been around 6 months or so. But yeah, kind of on and off. Not really consistent with the streams. But yeah. What about you? What do you do? Are you a normal viewer or are you a freelancer or something? Because I do get I do get a lot of freelancers every now and then joining in the stream. Let me know. Right at the draw. Miss. I'm a CGI artist. Okay, nice. Nice, that's really cool. Okay, we'll take that. Would you need my help? No, apologies. But currently I don't have any disposable income to use your services, so apologies for that. Yeah, sure. Okay, when you need my help, you can contact me. Sure. Do drop me your Instagram ID maybe if that is okay, so that I can DM you whenever I need. But sure. Thank you very much for asking. Cool. I just realized my armor has no. It just has feet. Kind of a barefoot armor. Nice. Yep. Okay, nice. Miss. Good. 1, 2, 3. Ah, okay, okay. Well, that is weird. That is weird. That is weird. How does that work? Okay, kind of panic there. Wait a minute. Let me remove all of this. Yeah, getting distracted. Okay, cool. Yep. Now I'll not make any mistakes when switching up my flasks. Bring it on. One, two, three, four. Oh my god. Heal, 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 heal. One, two, three, four. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. Ah, okay, okay, okay. That kind of okay, got it, got it, got it. Yep. If I had dodged that explosion, I would have been done. Would have been done. No problem. Yeah, if he doesn't do that explosion in the first shot, I think that is really nice. So he gets in a chain of attacks, which I can kind of exploit. With this one. Slow. One, two, three. Oh my god, what's up with that? Why am I missing this dodges now? One, two. Ah, the grab.
Promise you a 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. Good, 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 good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, okay, good, good, good. Okay, nice one, nice one. There it is! Finally! Elden Ring Remembrance Boss Weapons Only Challenge down! Let's go! Yes! Mm. Let us go together and finish this challenge. Let's watch this cutscene. Finish this off. Feels good to be this good. I'm not good at all. Just kidding, just kidding. 21 minutes in today's episode. Let's go! Apologies if the mic peaked a lot, sorry.
I'm going to be a god.
Nah. Stop the cap.
If we honor our part of the vow, promise me you'll be my consort.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Radon defeated twice. Let's go!
I'll make the world a gentler place.
I mean, yeah, some ambitions just remain unfulfilled, you know. Circlet of light. Let's go. Great. And we didn't even have to bring in our boy, Sir Ansbach. Oh, okay. I was thinking, I was just thinking. Yeah, anyways, I was like thinking, will... Oh, Furious Blade Advanced Block. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just wondering if... I mean, does it really matter if you bring Ansbach into the fight or not? But anyways, I think that answers our question very well. Yep. Doesn't really matter what we are going to put our points into, cause... Let's go! Elden Ring Remembrance Boss Weapons Only Challenge down. Oh. Man, what a long challenge. 48 hours. It took 48 hours for us to complete this challenge. Spanning over again 26 days, 26 separate days, because I usually do one stream per day. So yeah. Okay, quick little rundown. Let's just stay here. Let's rest up. We need that. Sure, let's do this. Finally, we have taken the rest. So as I was saying, quick little rundown of how this challenge went. I think overall it was really cool. Again, it was fun. I think laying this strategy out, sort of. I mean, being smart with choosing your battles. I think it's something that's important, and that kind of paid off really nicely. Again, Blasphemous Blade works great against Rodan. Maybe another contender that would have worked amazingly. Yep, let me stand. Okay, any other weapon that would have worked nicely would be this, the sword lance from Gaius with the blood affinity on. So I think that would have worked nicely. Shame that I didn't actually try it out, but I think Blasphemous Blade was working nicely, so we just went with it. And also no summons in the fight, which is nice. No summons for any of the fights, which was nice. A couple of liberties. I think it is important that I do my duty and be honest about this challenge. There were some liberties that we did take during the challenge. Let's run those down, if I remember, if memory serves me correct. Oh, it's not coming to mind now. Okay, let's... One of the first liberties that I kind of took was actually not restricting myself to restricting myself to get to use the weapon that I get immediately. What do I mean by this is, for example, when we defeated Godric, or let's say, oh, that's also a good thing which I kind of noted. Godric, we didn't defeat Godric using a remembrance weapon. We just used our Uchigatana, if I remember. That was quite long ago, so as you can imagine, we'll see. We'll see when I make the consolidated version of this. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. But I think, I mean, I'm just gonna cut all this yapping out of the video, because I'll make a sort of a more presentational. I'll do a presentational voiceover when I do the editing of this video, but of this challenge. So as I was saying, we defeated Godric using the Uchigatana. That's fine. We used Godric's axe to defeat Renala. Sorry, Renala, and defeating Renala was very important because again, respecs, right? After defeating Renala, you get. I was meant to use the Carrion Regal Scepter, which, if you didn't know, takes about what, around 60 int to actually wield. So as you can see, that is kind of a problem because you are way early in that. I mean, during that stage, you're way early on in the game, so it's really difficult to actually reach 60 int at that point. Uh, Besides just, farming, and that would not make sense. That would just make me overpowered at the beginning. That was just, which is not fair to the challenge. So I had to skip the regal sector. I had to skip the regal scepter to be used later on somewhere in the challenge, and I had to defeat Radan using the Godric axe again. So that's kind of the first liberty or sort of invalidities of the run, if you will. I'm pretty sure there'll be someone else who will try to do this challenge again, but a bit more efficiently. Again, I myself, I'm not a speedrunner of the game. I'm not a complete pro at the game, as compared to some of the other Elden Ring streamers, like, your Distortion 2, Lilagi, Captain Domo, all of those people. Not as pro at the game as them. But yeah, anyways, coming back to our invalidities, because there are a couple more. Next I would say is using, or let's say not using, Fortis Axe's incantation, because there were only two. One is the Ancient Death Lightning, and the other being the Fortis Axe's Twin Spear Lightning Spear attack. Now that thing is decently slow to cast, and defeating any of the Remembrance bosses using that would have been possible, doable, but very long and arduous, and this challenge was already quite long as it is. So that's another liberty. The third one, which I'm not the most proud of, which is the one I sort of look back upon with as a disgrace to myself, is sort of giving up on the Ash of War from the Dancing Lion. Let me see if I have that equipped on something, but yeah, I was using the Ash of War, which is basically a souped up Hoarfrost Stomp. I'm not even sure if it's better than the base Hoarfrost Stomp. I was trying to use that to defeat Relana, which we were able to get to in a decent place. I mean, we were able to consistently get to phase 1. Now again, I also had to be smart about it, because where, I mean, I could be smart, or I was a little bit, what am I even saying? I had to be a bit smart about it on what I use it on, to make the fight a little bit easier for me. So I had settled on a thrusting shield, which is this, and I think I am probably the last person to say this, but man, the thrusting shields in the game are amazing. I love the thrusting shields. Great weapon, and also was very useful against Rolana, because again, I could actually get into close range with her, block her attacks, also using the deflecting heart tier on myself so that I don't lose a lot of stamina, increase my guard boost. And man, this was the Ash of War. Yep, amazing Ash of War, really cool. Why am I? But yeah, this was my weapon of choice and the Ash of War of choice. I was able to get through phase 1 pretty consistently with Renana, but phase 2 was just painful, was quite painful. So I just had to use the thrusting shield directly with the cold affinity on it from the Ash of War, which I admit is feel free to call the run invalid. I'll take that. I'll take that accountability. Not the best, not my best play. Uh, but overall, I think that was it. I don't think there are any other liberties that I took with the challenge. If there is, I will mention that in the final video. And I again, quick note, man, the jagged peak looks amazing from here. I didn't even know the jagged peak was that tall, soaring through the skies. Anyways, even considering Ender Ilium itself is a city floating in the sky. Mm, so I think that was pretty much it in terms of liberties, and I don't think there's anything else I need to mention. How long have I been yapping for? Let's see. Yep, around 10-12 minutes, which is okay. I do yap a lot, I just realized. What else? What else? I'm just thinking. Oh yeah, respecs. I don't. Unfortunately, I mean this is dumb on my part again, which I totally forgot to keep account of how many times I respect in the entire run. Uh, I would say this though, it is more than you think, but also less than you think. What I mean by that is, if you think that I would have to respec not a lot of times if I was too smart about it, the answer is no. The actual, I mean, the weapon, or let's say the stat requirements for some of these weapons are quite all over the place, which had me respec time and time again. But again, not as much as you would think. I mean, I didn't have to respec for every single weapon. There were instances, I believe there were 2 or 3 instances where I had to, where I didn't need to respec because the stat distribution just worked well. I think this happened many a case when in the case of, you know, your strength weapons, your strength based weapons, that worked really nicely. Um, yeah, but I would say around 14 to 15 times I had to respec, maybe a bit more than that. Again, the final count, I'll add the final count in the final edited video, which will take some time because I'll have to actually count and remember that did I respec or not. Anyways, so yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I don't think I have anything else to say at this point. To be honest, to be very honest, I didn't think I would be able to do. I didn't think I'd be able to do this challenge because, um, when it comes to challenges or some sort of idea for a video, currently a lot of my streams revolve around very long and ambitious kind of ideas. Ambitious, not to say like Mr. Beast level stuff, but again, in like something that is large, or like long and large in quantity. For example, defeating all the remembrance boss weapons in the game while switching your weapon every time, as you can imagine. That is kind of a long challenge, and it did take quite long. This was a totally fresh save. I had created the save when I started the challenge on stream, I believe. I believe. But yeah, we'll see part one, how part one of this challenge was. So anyways, and it still took me 48 and a half, pretty much 48 hours to actually complete this challenge. Otherwise, there are other challenges which I tried to do, for example, defeating every boss in the game. No weapon restrictions, just defeating all the bosses in the game, until Elden Ring Night Rain drops. I think that is something I had done. I didn't do that. I didn't complete the challenge, to be honest. I just did a little bit of it. I don't know. Something just happened in between, and I lost the motivation. Um, but this challenge, definitely a lot cooler and a lot more fun. I also had to not problem solve. Again, it's not very complicated stuff, but I had to think around how will I actually get around, and which weapons I'll use for which remembrance bosses, so that I don't mess myself over too much. A little bit more yapping done. But yeah, I think given that this was such a long challenge, I had a lot to say overall. What else? Is there anything else am I missing? I don't think so. Respecs done, weapons done. The difficulty, I would say difficulty was also not too bad, as you can see. Uh, I mean, there were some surprises. For example, the whole debacle that happened in part 24. where I was thinking of using, like, thinking of which boss I would use the Meter's Finger against. Would it be Midra and Romina? So the way I sort of thought around that was I will sort of alternate between them. I'll try to defeat Mida first. If I didn't get it, I'll defeat Romina, and then whichever boss goes down first, I'll use that weapon for the other one. Turns out I tried to defeat Midra once, didn't get it, so I went to Romina and defeated Romina first try. So yeah, a little bit of funny. I mean, I would say kind of funny stuff happened in between. But yeah, and also Consort Rodan, to be honest, didn't take as long as I thought it would. Consort Rodan took, I would say, maybe 20 tries, and again, half of those tries are where I just die pretty much instantly. Uh, but yeah, now that's it. Oh yeah, one more thing. We also did defeat Bale. So, while Bale, I think that was another liberty that I didn't count Bale as a remembrance boss in this challenge, because Bale didn't drop a remembrance per se. That's it. It did drop an item which you could exchange for a weapon slash incantation. So it could have been that I could have used Bale's incantation somewhere in the challenge, but uh, I think we just had fun with Bale's fight, because I didn't include it in the challenge, so we had quite some fun defeating Bale because I had this faith build, I had my Fire Knight seal, and that along with uh, what do you call the lightning, the ancient dragon lightning strike. Man, it did a lot of damage. 7k in one cast, 7 to 8k in one cast. That amount of damage, but with a very bad build, to be honest. Nothing focused on incantations or faith or whatever. But yeah, we had our fun with Bale. We also had Egon support us in the fight, making the fight, as always, much more cinematic. But yeah, we did also defeat Bale. So for anyone who would complain that I didn't defeat Bale, there you have it. So I don't think there's anything else for me to say. Honestly, uh, I again, I'll say pretty much that I really didn't think that I would be able to complete this challenge. I don't know why. Because I think it was mostly due to how long this challenge was, but somehow we pushed through. I did stream some other games in between, which kind of delayed this challenge a little bit, but I did complete it. Um, and yeah. Oh yeah, another thing. I didn't cover a lot of traversal between bosses in the streams. I think there are some. I think there are some parts where I do cover some traversals, because I think that would just add to an already long challenge. So I want to keep this short and simple. Just keep sticking to the bosses. Just streaming when I actually am at a boss and defeating it. So yeah, let's see how the final video turns out to be. Hopefully a 30 to 40 minute video, somewhere around that. If it goes to an hour, even better. I'll appreciate an hour long video, well edited hour long video. But yeah, that's it. Nothing else to say on my end. For the final time, um, that was Elden Ring Remembrance Boss Weapons Only Challenge. I'm Nerveload, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.